Welcome. Let's dive into today's summary in a storytelling style. James sat in a cafe, nursing his coffee, when Alex, his mentor, leaned across the table. The conversation had been flowing for hours, but now Alex was about to share something that would change the course of James's life forever. "You want to master the art of persuasion, James?" Alex asked with a grin. "It's not about manipulation. It's about habits. The right habits will turn you into a true influencer. Let me tell you about the 11 habits that will make anyone a master of persuasion." James leaned in, eager to absorb every word. 1. The habit of unshakable confidence. Alex started with confidence. Imagine walking into any room, not looking for approval, but knowing your presence alone commands respect. Confidence is a belief in yourself that others feel instantly. It's not arrogance, it's certainty. James, who had always doubted his own worth, began picturing himself standing tall, facing any crowd with a quiet yet powerful conviction. "Confidence isn't built overnight," Alex continued. "It comes from inner belief and practice. When you're confident, your message resonates with clarity and power." James nodded. He now understood that confidence wasn't just about acting assertive. It was a deep internal belief in his own worth. 2. The habit of active listening. "Then comes listening," Alex said, his voice softening. "Real listening. Not just hearing words, but absorbing their meaning. People love to be heard. If you can listen actively, you create a bridge to influence." James reflected on his past conversations. He often found himself waiting to speak, not fully paying attention. Alex was right. People feel validated when you listen, and that validation creates trust. And trust is the foundation of influence. James could already imagine the impact of truly listening to others. It wasn't about what he said, it was about how well he understood what others were saying. 3. The habit of empathy. "Empathy is a game changer," Alex continued. "To influence, you need to feel what others are feeling. You need to step into their shoes and understand their emotions. People respond to those who truly understand them." James thought about how often people tried to persuade him by logic alone. It rarely worked. But when someone understood his feelings, he listened intently. Empathy makes your message personal. When you speak to someone's emotions, you're speaking directly to their heart, and that's where true influence begins. James nodded, deeply aware of how powerful empathy could be in connecting with others. 4. The habit of generosity. "Generosity is essential," Alex said. "The more you give, whether it's your time, your energy, or your knowledge, the more influence you'll have. People are naturally drawn to those who are generous." James thought about the people who had helped him along the way. It wasn't their expertise that had made them memorable, but their willingness to give. Generosity creates goodwill, and goodwill creates trust. When you give, people feel compelled to return the favor, and that opens doors for influence, Alex explained. James realized that by giving, he could cultivate deeper, more trusting relationships, which would naturally open the door to greater influence. 5. The habit of persuasive storytelling. Alex's next habit was storytelling. Humans are wired for stories. If you want to persuade, you need to tell compelling stories. It's how ideas become unforgettable. James raised an eyebrow. But how does a story persuade someone? When you tell a story, you don't just give information. You make people feel. A well-told story sticks in people's minds and makes them care. Think of the most powerful leaders in history. They were master storytellers. James began to understand the importance of narrative. Stories made ideas real. They were not just abstract concepts. They were experiences that people could connect with. 6. The habit of authenticity. "Authenticity is the next habit," Alex said. "People can tell when you're being fake. If you try to be someone you're not, people will see right through you. Authenticity builds trust. When you're real, others feel safe to open up, which makes them more likely to listen." James thought about the times he had tried to impress others with exaggerations, only to find it didn't work. He'd been inauthentic. When you're true to yourself, people respond positively. They respect you, and that respect is the foundation of influence. Alex's words resonated deeply. Authenticity was not just about being true to oneself. It was the key to earning respect and trust from others. 7. The habit of adaptability. Influence is about flexibility, Alex continued. You can't always approach everyone the same way. You need to read the room and adjust your strategy. Being adaptable is crucial. James had often tried to use the same approach in every situation, but Alex was right. It hadn't worked. Not every person is the same, and not every conversation will play out the way you expect, Alex added. To influence, you need to be willing to adjust your approach as the situation changes. James now understood the importance of being flexible. Adapting to each situation and person would give him a greater chance of success in persuading others. 8. The habit of emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence is key, Alex said. It's about understanding, managing, and using emotions effectively, both your own and others. When you understand the emotions of those around you, you can better connect with them and guide them toward your desired outcome. James had always been aware of his emotions, but hadn't thought about how they could be used to influence others. When you can recognize and manage your emotions, you communicate more effectively, Alex explained. And when you understand the emotions of others, you know how to speak to their heart. James realized that emotional intelligence wasn't just about managing his own feelings. It was about reading the emotions of others and responding in a way that fostered connection. 9. The habit of persuasive language. Words are powerful, Alex said, his tone firm. How you say something can make all the difference. Use language that resonates with others' beliefs, desires, and emotions. James had always focused on what he said, but he now understood that how he said it was equally important. People don't just respond to facts. They respond to the way those facts are framed. The right words can paint a picture, stir emotions, and make an idea unforgettable. Alex smiled. Master the art of language, and you'll have the power to persuade effortlessly. 10. The habit of persistence. Influence isn't achieved overnight, Alex said. It's a long game. Persistence is crucial. Keep showing up. Keep delivering your message. Keep building relationships. The key is not to give up. James had often felt discouraged when things didn't happen quickly. The most successful influencers are the ones who persist. Even when they're rejected, they keep pushing forward. They understand that influence is built over time. James now realized that persistence wasn't just about being relentless. It was about building momentum and showing up consistently. 11. The habit of inspiring others. The final habit was inspiration. True influence isn't just about persuading people to follow your ideas. It's about inspiring them to take action. You need to make them believe in their own potential. James had seen this in some of the most influential people he knew. They didn't just tell others what to do. They inspired them to believe they could do it themselves. Inspire others by showing them what's possible. When you help someone see their own potential, you empower them to take action, Alex said. Inspiration is the highest form of influence. James felt a rush of excitement. He now understood that influence wasn't just about guiding others. It was about helping them unlock their own potential. As Alex finished speaking, the cafe buzzed back to life, but James sat in silence, processing the powerful lessons he had just learned. These 11 habits were the foundation of true influence: confidence, listening, empathy, generosity, storytelling, authenticity, adaptability, emotional intelligence, persuasive language, persistence, and inspiration. Each one was a building block. He knew that mastering these habits would not only change his ability to influence others, but transform his entire approach to life. James stood up, feeling a sense of purpose like never before. He was ready to embrace these habits one step at a time and see the world change before him. That's it for today's 10 Minutes Goldmine. Thanks for your valuable time. If you enjoyed this, feel free to like and subscribe. It helps us grow and share more insights with you. And if there's a book you'd love to hear, drop its name in the comments. See you in the next one.